So I recently made a video on the retirement of the PG Tips monkey in favour of this corporate AI generated slop that, just personally the whole thing didn't sit right for us. So I just wanted to see if anyone else thought the same. But the response to that video has been overwhelming. Over 40,000 people have seen it now. Someone started a petition and the official PG Tips socials are now flooded with GIFs of the PG Tips monkey on the new advertisement posts, which is hilarious, with the hashtag #BringBackMonkey everywhere. So ironically, all of these GIFs here were originally made as part of a previous, more successful campaign.
We've also got Monkey. He's been around for years and means PG tips to everyone in the UK. So we put him to work, striking a few poses and really feeling all the feels.
And they've now come back to bite them in the arse.
Turns out that a monkey GIF is exactly what people need to express themselves. Because people shared. And we mean really shared.
But while editing this, I noticed that PG Tips have removed all of these comments, leaving only the positive ones. So it's a good job I got those screenshots, and that is not a good look. So I wanted to kind of make an update on the whole situation and kind of put the whole thing to rest at the same time. But I think the greatest / worst part of all is they have released another video. So they've gotten another celebrity to discuss mental health over a cup of PG Tips. Yeah, so I think we're gonna have to watch this thing. So the second brand mascot of PG Tips is...
showing up for yourself. Let's talk about it. Life can really be hectic and sometimes
That's my
it's difficult
microphone.
to stop.
That happens to be
look back
completely
on
out
your
of sync, and
wins
what the
and be
hell?
proud of yourself. I really want to take this time with you to stop, sit down, have
These
some
plosives,
tips,
man. What the...
and take a moment to reflect. Something I'm taking as a big win is recently I finished up season 1 of my podcast. That's why I've got a podcast mic. And it was a massive, finishing my podcast is a massive big deal for me because I was very hesitant about starting it in the first place. I thought that no one would listen to it. No one cares about what I've got to say. I want to show up for myself and be proud of myself and achieve something.
Proud of myself.
I pushed through those emotions and those fears. Oh, this is a good cup of tea. When was the last time you showed up for yourself and took a moment to reflect? Let me know in the comments.
My God, she might have just outdone the previous ad. Jesus. What I find most hilarious about that is that it's like the Ashley Walters ad, but minus the 12 million quid budget. And it shows. Why are all the people they're getting for these things, like, they all have such horrible personalities? Like, what the hell? How is that going to make anyone want to buy the tea? We've been over this before, but my God, the layers of irony in that clip is incredible. So she's got my bloody microphone, it's a good microphone, but she's got it held like here, so the audio is completely out of sync, and the gain is cranked up so high, it's just blown out my eardrums. And yet she goes, look at me with my podcast, I've got my podcast microphone. That might just be the best thing about this ad campaign so far. The combination of her being so cocky about being a podcaster and then having such diabolically awful audio, that's absolute gold. I'm just gonna, hang on. Good cup of tea. Again and again, it's just, who are these people? We know that for one, the actual company was sold, Unilever, and we know that they got a different advertising agency as well to make the ads. So the company as a whole, around the board, is just kind of gone. It's like too far gone. But yeah, what I'm really kind of happy about is that the video that I made seems to have not only informed people about the situation, but then kind of entertained people and cheered them up surrounding it, which is really cool. There are nearly 1,000 comments, and for the past week or so, I've just been replying to like all of them. And it's frankly the best part of doing this, because to go from me thinking, this is a bit strange, I don't like this, just to have masses of people say, no, actually, I get it, you know? Even mentioning the PG Tips ads has kind of like unlocked some memories for people. So I've had loads of comments of just stories, you know, of what people remember from when they were younger and how they enjoyed the ads, how they had, you know, these things everywhere. People have said, oh, like my grandparents used to collect the free monkeys with the special packs of PG Tips. And someone commented whose great-grandfather was the one who trained the original PG Tips chimps from the earliest ads, which were also known for being incredibly creative and entertaining. It's kind of made people realise how modern advertising is becoming this kind of bleak, soulless thing. So as daft as it seems, I'm kind of proud of how that's turned out, you know? So considering the new ad is allegedly aimed at modern audiences, I thought I'd create a poll and simply ask these modern audiences which ad they preferred. To my astonishment, over 800 people voted in that poll, and Monkey and Al took 98% of the votes. I did not anticipate it would be that unbalanced, but I can't say I'm disappointed. This begs the question of who the 2% are who voted for Rock Solid. I've also been informed in the comments of many details about the ad and the people in it that, to be honest, kind of make the whole thing worse. So the title of the campaign is Rock Solid, and this felt kind of very random, nothing to do with PG Tips, nothing to do with tea. Apparently the reason that it's called that is that Ashley Walters in the early 2000s was part of a garage group called the So Solid Crew. They had a hit single called 21 Seconds, which released in 2001. But what I find most ironic about that is that they called Monkey and Al outdated mascots in interviews and stuff. Yet this new campaign is a reference to an obscure band from over 20 years ago. Like, going off these comments on social media, the only people that do recognise Ashley Walters are those that have seen him in Top Boy as this Duchesne character. And at one point, I'll be honest, I felt kind of bad for Ashley Walters, because he's kind of been put at the centre of this campaign, replacing this iconic character, and I don't know the guy. I thought, oh, maybe he's a nice guy. Apparently that's not the case. So another comment informed us that Ashley Walters is just kind of a criminal for one, and kind of a horrible person, and proceeded to list this list of offences and charges. Yeah, which once again, the levels of irony coming from this. PG Tips saying we are making progress by casting Ashley Walters and making it relevant by referencing his music from 20 years ago. Like, everything that they say kind of contradicts itself. How is casting such a person as this progress? But yeah, if you look him up, you get the roles that he's played in his acting career. First of which comes up as drug lord Duchesne. He sounds nice. And that's in Top Boy. So this show, from what I've summarised from the comments and done a bit of research on, is just known for being incredibly gritty and violent. And that was his main kind of role. I can't imagine why he was chosen for it. And his other works include Bullet Boy and Bulletproof. There's a splash of irony there. The thing is, I wouldn't have bothered to look this stuff up, but the reason that people have found it out is because, like in all of the promotion, you've got, for this progress that we're making, we need to have, someone who represents the future, and that is Ashley Walters. Obviously. It's that thing of we're told constantly that how good Ashley Walters is and why we should all love Ashley Walters. He doesn't do anything interesting in the ad, and then on top of that, you actually look into who he is, and then you get this. It's kind of just mind-boggling. Yeah, so they've released a behind-the-scenes video on their Instagram as well. I was once again give them the benefit of the doubt, and I almost expected this to, prove us wrong. If it showed, loads of hard work behind the scenes, maybe the actor is more endearing, off camera. Instead, there's one video of Ashley kind of monologuing to the camera about mental health and how he always applies hand cream. It depicts Ashley being pampered, just getting this extensive hair and makeup done, which you don't look at the old ads and see Johnny Vegas, for instance, with perfectly groomed hair and stunning appearance. This Ashley Walters character is meant to depict this ideal human, apparently. Whereas Monkey and Al was just real life, with the exception of the talking cloth monkey, which is what made it work. But yeah, behind the scenes video, Ashley walks in, he gets pampered, he sits down, the camera lingers a bit, and then he leaves. Unsurprisingly, I don't know what I expected, but I mean, judging from the video, it probably took, what, maybe an hour, if that. And in contrast, the original ads, you got these behind the scenes bloopers, you know, of the actors messing around behind the scenes, and insight into how they were made. But you might say, you know, the ads don't matter, who even watches TV anyway? But the thing is, the actual product has gone dramatically downhill as well. I've had many comments, and there are many photos on social media of the new tea bags that are no longer the pyramid shape, and they kind of like all stuck together so they can be more cheaply mass produced. So when people are removing the tea bags, they're just splitting in half. So once again, complete 180, because they've spent years pushing these pyramid tea bags and how they're superior to any other type, only for them to say, what, they've just been lying the whole time? But yeah, this new blend that they're on about basically translates to a more cost-effective one, and people can tell that apparently the tea just tastes awful now. In addition to being, it still remains the most expensive brand of tea, because it's this like 90-year-old established brand, or at least it used to be. So unsurprisingly, can you imagine what people are doing? These loyal customers who've bought the tea for years, they're just buying different brands of tea. So I think either one of these things on their own could have killed off the brand, the terrible advertising and the awful product, but having them both at the same time, I think is pretty much a death sentence. But recently, the official PG Tips Instagram account made a post that at first glance seemed to address the criticism. So what it said was, "We've seen the comments and we've listened, ... We're giving away 50 rock solid mugs." They are just taking the piss at this point. Like, the majority of comments are complaining about the ads. So to completely ignore that and then kind of fabricate a desire for these mugs, just, you know, in this sly kind of way, it's just wow. I honestly think that PG Tips is just done as a brand. That would have been horrifying to hear like a few years ago, but they've already stripped away its like over 90-year history just in a few days, you know? So it's no longer the same brand. I don't know what the goal is really, I don't get it, but if the goal is to get rid of the brand, they are succeeding. But going back to Monkey, which is, you know, the reason we're talking about this in the first place, I wouldn't want him to come back in the ads. I don't know about you, but it would be, for one, fake to just do that when it's been shown that they have no understanding of the brand and no interest in doing it, and two, it would be advertising a crap product. If Monkey represented kind of the heart and soul of the company, then, you know, that's gone. It's clearly been run by people with these twisted values, and I won't be giving them any more attention. What I should emphasise is that Monkey and Al aren't owned by PG Tips. They never technically were, because after the ITV Digital kind of fiasco, the rights to Monkey and Al were donated to Comic Relief, which I'd went over in the video covering the history of Monkey. So there was a deal. Comic Relief owned the characters, PG Tips could use them in the ads for as long as they wanted. When PG Tips kind of changed over, they made these weird demands to Johnny Vegas, which drove him away. That's only came out recently in an interview.
And then it got very... A PR company took over from the ad company. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. So this PR company went, right, we've had this brilliant idea. We're going to build a giant cardboard teapot and you're going to drive around the country giving away tea bags. I know, right? I ain't.
So Monkey continued on his own for a bit, up until recently, where PG Tips have completely dumped him in favour of this. So, in the instance that that should occur, the rights to Monkey and Al technically should still be owned by Comic Relief. So as unlikely as it seems in today's modern landscape, it isn't entirely unfeasible that Monkey and Al could kind of jump ship and pop up advertising a different brand once again. People are already spamming PG Tips with these Monkey gifs and hashtag bring back Monkey, but I think it's probably Comic Relief who are in more of a position to actually do something about it. So if you want to see the characters return, just let them know. Can't do any harm, unlike this ad campaign, which, you know, every new post that they make is just digging them deeper and deeper. They're screwed. Oh. What's this? Tetley tea bags.